I don't think I've ever been in a bamboo forest with a waterfall before. This is unreal.
Welcome to Take a Hike, where I take your favorite YouTubers on hikes here on Maui, pushing them to their limits and also giving you a chance to get to know them a little better as well. And today we have none other than Dan Becker, who is a hiking, backpacking, gear extraordinaire. So if you have any questions about any of those topics, Dan is the man. And he is also just passed 100K on YouTube.
Buddy,
Dan,
what's going on? How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining me. The dad shorts are kind of blinding a little bit, but
Dude, what?
They're good.
These were perfect for the 100-foot waterfall that I just did a backflip off of. So
if that's the case, this hike will be it'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
So there's just the one rule.
Okay.
If at any point I ask you a question that you're not comfortable with, or you're not comfortable with like going further, just tell me to take a hike.
Take a hike?
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
All right.
No.
Perfect. Well, without further ado, let's jump into the hike.
Let's go.
Okay, so just like a little crossing over the stream here.
Should have got me falling in. That'd have been awesome.
Okay, you ready? First question.
I'm ready.
Okay. So how would you describe yourself, your YouTube channel? Who are you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nice.
Okay, so YouTube channel, like you already said, backpacking, gear. So I'm like the everyday dad guy.
Okay.
So there's a lot of backpacking channels that are like super hardcore, through hiking, you know, big beards, live in a van. That's not me. I got 3 kids, normal dude, and just go to epic places and hike. And
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Piece of cake?
No. I do it with my official dad bod.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's a must. And we're going to get into a lot of those questions kind of too about, maybe not the dad bod, but being a dad, family life. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's hop some rivers. Just want to do a little warm up question. And
okay. All right. Let's go. I got this.
Okay. See, it's a piece of cake.
Piece of cake. You forget where you're at sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah, you just look at it and you're like, holy crap, like this is where I live.
I don't think I've ever been in a bamboo forest with a waterfall before. This is unreal.
First little scramble here.
I am caught on a I'm totally caught. Dang it.
Oh no.
I am caught. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Got this.
Got it. Should I say piece of cake again? How's it been so far? This been okay? You're doing okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So I thought this would be a perfect spot just to get into the next set of questions. We're hiking. You love hiking. What is it about hiking that like gets you going? Why the channel about hiking? Yeah,
so I'm a gear guy. I love gear. I love using new gear. Always been a gadget guy, so that's cool. But I think what I've learned is that I can go places that nobody else will ever see unless I hike. And if I backpack, like if I stay overnight to go there, I'll even see even crazier stuff. So the feeling of getting to a location and being like, I'm in the 1% of the 1% of the people that ever see this.
Yeah, that's a sweet feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Heck yeah. If there's somebody that's wanting to just get into hiking or backpacking, you know, sees what you're doing, loves it, what are like a couple tips that you give them just when getting started?
Don't let your mind take control. You take control of your mind because that's your biggest hurdle.
Yeah.
And when you're packing up all your stuff, don't pack your fears. So take what you know you're going to need and don't start packing other stuff because you think you're going to need it. You know, then you're going to be a lot better off.
Nice. Any other tips?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, and then you're good to go.
Then just don't die.
That's like step
other than that, step number 1.
Yeah. Okay, and speaking of which, here's my transition into hopefully not dying. There's a rope swing there.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in jumping off?
I would be interested in watching you first, and then I will assess the situation and make sure you come back up.
So how was that?
That was
an okay spot?
Dude, that was so good.
Awesome.
That was so good.
So just before we hike up this ladder, when did you start your YouTube channel, and what made you start your YouTube channel?
It was November of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so about 2.5 years ago, and I was obsessed with backpacking.
Yeah.
And I was stuck trying to figure something out. So I went on YouTube to try to find information on how to figure it out. There was no information.
Yeah.
So I figured it out, and I thought, I bet you people want to know how to do this. So I made a video, put it online, and didn't think anything of it. Maybe the next day I came back and I was like, wow, there's people watching, like 2 views, 3, just really slow. And I was hooked. I was like, okay, I wonder if I could try this again. Made another video the next week, and then it just, that was it. Yeah.
And so it's always been backpacking, hiking.
Yeah. So I mean, because I started like with sort of a gear style video. I was essentially forced to make gear videos from that point on.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you started, maybe you could say, like a little bit later than what maybe the younger generation is like now starting with YouTube. Was that better for you? Was it easier for you, or did it make it more intimidating?
Yeah, totally intimidating. I was just turned right before my 40th birthday, maybe. So yeah, that was totally surreal, because you're like, I didn't even tell my wife I had a YouTube channel
really?
for 2 months. So yes.
Oh, no way.
Totally, yeah. So like my son found the computer open.
Yeah.
And it was like, I must have had like my analytics from my YouTube channel up or whatever, and he was just like, Dad, you have a YouTube channel? And then he runs and tells my mom, or his mom, my wife, and they all just start laughing. And I was just like, that is exactly why I didn't tell you. So yeah, totally, for sure.
Like, here you are now.
Yeah.
At 100K.
As a full-time YouTuber.
Yeah.
Have that conversation with your wife sometime.
Yeah.
Honey, I'm going to sell the business. I'm going to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'm 40. Yeah.
So how did that go? Was that, I mean, like, was she able to see the progression of everything? And
yeah, so it was more like, if you can give me the checks, then you can have your YouTube channel. Yeah. So as soon as that, companies will contact you, sponsors come in, things start growing, and then you're like, okay, I think we can make this work. And so that was the conversation we had to have.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I owned an insurance agency. So for me to say, I need to sell this and do this all together, that was a easy conversation from the check handing standpoint, but it was a tough conversation from like, it was just like this, like jumping into the water,
Yeah, so, it's all on you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Would you change anything if you could do it again? You do this again, or?
Yeah, totally. 100%, without even thinking about it. Like, I'm in freaking Maui, swinging on ropes into waterfalls in a bamboo forest. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I've got a couple more questions for you, but let's see if we can make it up this ladder first.
No problem. That's
safe.
I'm thinking about whether or not my head is going to hit a rock on the way down. And I'm also thinking about how he's doing this barefoot and why he's doing this barefoot. That's like, just go buy a pair of shoes.
It's a loose rock, but it's not until up here. I'll let you know when you get to it.
We got it.
Good?
Yeah. Okay. So was that the worst of it?
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Follow the river. What do you think? You want to try go barefoot from like here on out?
Yeah, no. I can't believe you are even going barefoot, so you should probably take a hike.
That's the rule. I think the trick with rock hopping is to go as fast as you possibly can without thinking about like where your next step is going to be, and then that somehow makes it safe.
That's a pretty terrible way to look at it.
Okay, so this is the end of the hike, but not the end of what we're doing. To get to the final waterfall, get to swim this little canal and hike up a couple to get to the last waterfall.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do like the second last round of questions just before we jump in the water. So I, like you have, I've just become a dad. You're a family man. How do you balance full-time YouTube with your family?
So good of a question. So if you ask me that, I will give you a very different answer than my wife.
Yeah.
The most difficult part is just disconnecting because I'm home a lot. I'm maybe doing a backpacking trip maybe once a month.
Okay.
And then I shoot as many videos as I can on that. So yeah, it's just like being intentional about disconnecting, which is
Tough.
I say I do it, but the reality is I probably don't do it even nearly enough as I should.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Sounds like our wives would be good friends.
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah. What gets you inspired? What gets you motivated to continue going on with YouTube, to continue creating like every week? You're putting out a video every week.
Yeah.
What motivates you and inspires you to do that?
First is being able to provide for my family, for sure. Because now that I've literally dove in, that's it. But then also, I love to feel, at least, or hope I'm inspiring people who are like me, I'm not an adventurous person, but am forcing myself to do it. And I feel like what I do is getting normal people, like the everyday guy, out to places like this, and to have them realize that they actually, like, it's you can do it. You can totally do it. If I can do it, you can for sure do it, 100%. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you get a lot of feedback?
Oh yeah.
From that?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people that have never even backpacked that watch my channel like consistently, and they're just like still like in the comments and stuff, you can kind of read that they're just like they're waiting for that moment to jump, and they just haven't yet. So that's cool. I feel like any day I'm gonna get that comment that's like, I did it, and I get those too. So that's fun.
That's awesome. Okay, let's jump in this water here, go for a little swim, and see if we can get to that last waterfall.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, you're good? Okay. Thank you, Dan, so much for coming on this hike.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, this was so much fun. I've never been to the end of that, so this was...
Me neither.
Yeah. This is great. Just a couple more questions. What kind of advice would you give somebody that wants to get where you're at? You've just passed the 100K mark on YouTube. What kind of advice would you give to somebody that wants to get there too?
I think people's biggest fear, that at least when I talk to them, is like they're just afraid to put their first video out, like to be seen. Like I was totally too.
Yeah.
But once you get past that noise and put your video out, and then don't expect anything. Like you don't think like, oh, I'm gonna get 1,000 views. You just start putting out content so that you understand how it works and just how to put out content.
Yeah.
I think that's the hill you got to climb. And then once your video, whatever that video is, starts to get traction, then you kind of know your niche.
Yeah.
Like I made a video about waterfalls, and that's the one that took off. I guess I'm doing waterfalls from now on. I mean, that's kind of how the YouTube algorithm seems to work. But anyway, that's my long version of telling you how to not worry about YouTube, I guess, when you start it.
Yeah, just press
on.
through it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so with your channel, what's kind of next? What do you think people can expect kind of moving forward?
Apparently jumping off of waterfalls.
Yeah.
No. Although I will do that again if I ever come back here. That was awesome. I don't know. I'm just kind of playing it by ear a little bit. I love doing the gear thing, but sometimes you get a little burned out by it. Like how many times can I talk about a backpack?
Yeah.
Right? Or whatever. So I've been trying to I just started doing like a little bit more funny kind of videos. We'll see how that goes. People kind of liked them, so I got one planned for this upcoming month. I think I'll do good. So
awesome.
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it.
Yeah.
Any other last final comments before we?
No, this was just, thank you. This was awesome.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a blast.
My pleasure.
Anytime you want to do this again, you can call me. Okay. I'm in.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have you back for sure. So I guess with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to Dan's channel. Check it out. There's a link below. And also here as well. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help and make a difference. And I'll see you in the next video.
Peace.
How's it look?
Oh,
That looks tough.
yeah, you look like an orc.
Oh yeah, because he got the...
Perfect.